Welcome into the weekly sports table. I'm your host, Chris Shanafelt, here with Carrie Bryn, co-host. We got Brian Lovelace sitting in. We also got Brittany sitting in as well, and we are actually joined by a very special guest. He is Keith Lewis, cornerback out of the Virginia University of Lynchburg, 2014 NFL draft prospect. Keith, we really appreciate you stopping by. How you doing, man?
Doing pretty good.
All right, so Keith, we're going to go ahead and get this interview started. I know you grew up out here in Chicago, playing some Kanye West homecoming for you, man. Welcome back. You grew up on Chicago's west side and attended Curry High School, and you're one of the more highly recruited athletes coming out of the state of Illinois, coming out of high school. You plan on going to Western Illinois. That is the plan, right?
Yes, sir.
There are some things that prevented you from going to Western, so you took the JUCO route and attended the College of DuPage, where you would play cornerback for a couple of years. And then there was a point of time where you were not playing football for, I believe, 2 years. I got to ask you, how did this opportunity to attend the Virginia University of Lynchburg come up?
First off, I'd like to thank y'all for having me on the show and everything. But I signed to Western Illinois 2008. Didn't want to go, I just went the JUCO route, didn't want to sit out a gray shirt or anything. So I played 2 years there, and actually I sat out because of grade issues. So, I just started sending out film to teams that recruited me out of JUCO and high school. And Virginia University of Lynchburg is one of the schools that offered me a full ride, and I just took a full advantage of it.
So during those 2 years off, that's a long time being away from the football field, being away from the game, period. Did you ever think about just putting up the cleats for good and, think about, all right, I got some business I got to take care of right now? When did you know that you would be returning to the football field? Or was it always a question?
I never questioned myself, putting my cleats up, anything about that. It was just me. I had to get focused, separate myself and get back at it, because I know I got talent and people actually see that. So, just went to another JUCO for 2 years, got my grades together, and I earned a full ride.
Was there anything specific that, kept pushing you? Was there anything that really inspired you to keep going and pursue your dream?
Yes, my family. They kept telling me, keep going at it, don't lose hope, you got it. So, I had a lot of people that supported me because they know what I could do. So I just kept pushing myself and grinding every day, every morning, in the weight room, in the classroom too.
So during those 2 years off, what were some things you would do to keep that body fresh, and just to be ready for football when the season would come around?
Every morning I'd get up and run. I had to force myself. I was being lazy. So I just got up every morning, my mama forced me to get up. Keith, go run, you got to do this. Don't sit on your butt all day, So, I just got up every morning, ran, worked out, and I knew it was the time.
2014 NFL draft prospect Keith Lewis joining the weekly sports table on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. And Keith, it was during your first year as a VUL Dragon. You recorded 29 tackles, 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, and 8 pass deflections. And then this past season, it seems like a while ago, but it was just this past season, you had a very impressive 56 tackles, 7 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, and 15 pass deflections. What was it about this past season that you were able to have so much success and produce the way you did? I mean, was it just, the opportunity of being on the field more?
No, actually, it was after the last season, 2012, actually. I just got back in the weight room, and then the off season came. I trained more. I trained harder, push myself because I wanted to get to the next level. So it was just me going out, working out every day, running every day, lifting every day, training every day.
I know there's been many ups and downs. I mean, at one point you thought you were going to go to Western Illinois. You go to the College of DuPage. Now you're finishing up at Virginia University of Lynchburg. How exactly would you describe this college experience of yours?
It's been a roller coaster. Being one of the top prospects, it's tough. Having 31 Division I offers is tough. Especially coming out of high school and junior college. So just ain't want to sit out, and it was just tough. It's a tough, bumpy road for me, but I kept pushing myself every day to get back at it.
Now, whether it's at College of DuPage, whether it's at Virginia University of Lynchburg, what has been the most memorable moment of your college football career? I mean, is there a specific moment, a specific play that you could point out?
A specific game I could point out. It was this past season. We played against Concordia Salem, Alabama. One of my best games I could say ever in college. I had 3 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, 3 pass deflections and 4 tackles, one of my most memorable games.
Now, what was the quarterback just thrown to you? How are you able to get 3 picks in one game?
I told him stop throwing it to me, so he just kept testing me. So, every time he threw my way, I either batted it down or picked it off and actually scored.
And what's it like for a cornerback to score? I mean, would you rather score off of an interception? Or actually, let me ask you, would you rather get an interception, being a cornerback, showing off your hands, or would you rather lay a hard hit and force the fumble? I mean, there's rumors out there that cornerbacks are afraid to hit.
Yeah,
they don't like to hit.
Me, I prefer to show off my hands. That's the type of guy I am. I'm a finesse guy. I could bring the hit stick, but I prefer to show off my hands.
All right. Chris Schanfeld, the Weekly Sports Table, ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. We're joined by Keith Lewis, 2014 NFL Draft Prospect, cornerback out of Virginia University of Lynchburg. And back in January, I'm going to take you back a couple of months, you were invited to the Medal of Honor Bowl game, and just a couple of months ago in February, you were invited to the College All-Star game. You were actually the first person from VUL to participate in both of those games. What was it like to, just compete with other NFL draft prospects?
It caught me blind at first, when I first got invited to both of those games. I'm like, man, it's crazy. But it was also a blessing, getting invited to those both bowl games, coming from a small school, actually, and showing up a lot of big players, from the SEC, Big Ten, ACC. So me, I never questioned my talent because I was a big-time prospect myself, so just came out there and competed every day.
Did anybody, whether it was at the Medal of Honor Bowl game or the College All-Star game, maybe it was both, did anybody catch your eye specifically? One person, anybody?
Nah, not really.
Keith Lewis? Maybe you caught your own eye?
Come on.
So when did you start realizing that the NFL could, be not only a dream, but it could become a reality? I mean, what was it, these All-Star games? Was it just during your senior year where you were just balling out? When was it?
It hit me, the All-Star games actually hit me, the first one, the Medal of Honor game. When I went there, it was like 125 scouts just in the lobby, and I'm, whoa, like, wow, I could really, get there.
Right.
So it was the first bowl game.
Keith, your coach from College of DuPage has been on record saying that there is not 5 players entering this year's draft that is faster than you. At your pro day, you ran an unofficial 4.22 40-yard dash, but the officials' numbers came out, and it came out as a 4.41. I know you're not too happy about that.
No.
Overall, though, how do you feel you performed at your pro day?
Not satisfied. I think I did pretty good, not getting invited to the combine, but I think I did pretty good, putting up a lot of big numbers, not just my 40 time, but with the short shuttle, the L drill, the bench press and everything. So it was all right.
Do you feel that you had a chip on your shoulder by not being invited to the NFL Combine?
Yes, still got a chip on my shoulder. They'll never go away.
Absolutely. I got to think. I mean, even when you're playing in games, even when you're in the league, it's not going to go away. Keith Lewis joined the Weekly Sports Table on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. And Keith, it looks like you're going to be the first player from VUL to be, in the NFL. You're going to be going pro. What's it mean to be the first player from VUL to reach these standards?
It's humbling, actually. It's a blessing, being, one of the first players actually in a small little town about to get drafted is humbling. Can't explain it.
How would you compare Chicago to Lynchburg?
Can't compare. It's a small little town, not that many people, big city here.
Now, you mentioned at the Medal of Honor Bowl game, the College All-Star game, your pro day, there were scouts there, many scouts. I know you've been meeting with the NFL teams. I know you're actually going to be meeting with them soon. When I actually first walked into you, you said, hey, man, I got a meeting with the Oakland Raiders on April 7th. So that's coming soon, 6 days. Can you tell us more about some of these workouts and who they're with, when they are, how excited you are?
Actually, I just got a call from my agent, Glenn Lasky, and everything. He just hit me up and told me the Oakland Raiders actually want to bring me out on a visit on the 6th, or the 6th, actually, April 6th. So I'm like, whoa, it's a pre-draft, official visit. So I'll be flying out there on the 6th. And then April 14th, I'll work out for the Chiefs, a private workout back at school. And then I fly back here on the 16th in Chicago, and I work out for the Bears on the 18th, So the Chicago Bears actually bring in a lot of local players, from Chicago to work out.
Local, which means you're from Chicago, and you said April 18th is when your workout for the Chicago Bears is. How would it be like to just play for your hometown team? I know you're not a Chicago Bears fan, but playing for the team, what would it be like?
I love it, giving back, to the fans, to the organization. I don't mind playing for my hometown team, any team, actually.
Why do you feel a team should, go after Keith Lewis? Why should a team, take this small school guy that, in the past he has had Division I offers? Why should a team want Keith Lewis from VUL?
My hard work, dedication to the game, I'm going to bring a lot to the organization on and off the field, me leading by example, doing what I got to do, not a trouble person at all,
May 8th through May 10th is the 2014 NFL Draft. Are you confident that you'll be hearing your name called? I know we're getting pretty close, and I'm actually starting to hear your name with a lot of teams, like you said, with the Raiders, the Chicago Bears. You confident that you'll be hearing your name called?
I'm pretty confident, most likely late round guy, but any team, any round. I just want to get there and make the 53-man roster.
And if you would compare yourself to a cornerback currently playing in the NFL, who do you think that would be and why? You don't like making comparisons, do you?
No, not really. But like I say, Asante Samuel. That's my favorite corner actually. Because
now Asante Samuel now or
I say one with the Patriots, the Patriots and the Eagles.
Dog.
Right.
Yeah, he was nice. He was nice. But people try to compare me to Richard Sherman, which
best corner in the game.
Yeah, I could say best corner in the game. He is actually the best corner in the game to me, but my favorite corner is Asante.
I know you're also a fan of Patrick Peterson, Janoris Jenkins.
But I like
Janoris Jenkins is another small school guy.
Yeah, he actually, went to Florida.
Started out Florida and then went to Northern Alabama.
Yeah, I like his game. I watched him, when he was at Florida and North Alabama. So, I take pieces of games from a lot of players, especially from Janoris Jenkins,
I'm curious. Have you talking to anybody, whether they're in the pros now, maybe they're retired, has anybody giving you any advice on what to expect at the next level?
My head coach, actually, Luther Palmer, he went to NFL back in the days, 60s, 70s. So he tell me how it's going to be, what it is. So I talked to a couple people.
Weekly Sports Table on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. We're talking with Keith Lewis, 2014 NFL Draft Prospect, Virginia University of Lynchburg. And Keith, let me see if any of my co-hosts have any questions.
Keith, I would like to know, is there any receiver that you would like to match up against in particular?
Yeah, Calvin Johnson.
Megatron.
Okay.
Whoa.
Why not? He the best. Why not, man?
You gonna go for the juggler, go for the top dog, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, there is a guy named Brandon Marshall or Alshon Jeffrey here in Chicago that might think otherwise if Calvin Johnson's the best.
Yeah.
I don't mind going against anybody.
Match you up against anybody day one.
Yeah, anybody day one. I'm confident.
And then I see that you said that you like Richard Sherman and everything. And are you a big talker like he is on the field and off the field, or would you say you're more of like a quiet, humble guy?
I talk a lot. I talk a lot of trash a lot.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Getting in that wide receiver's head.
I mean, hey, he gets in the quarterback's face, like he said.
Exactly.
Stop throwing to me after you got that third pick.
I talk to the coaches on the sideline to play. If you throw him my way, I'm take him to the house.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure all the corners in the league right now do that too.
Yeah.
All right, Keith, final question before we let you go, man. Like I said, man, we really do appreciate you stopping by the Chicagoland Sports Radio studios. This is the Weekly Sports Table. Last question, man. You're from Chicago. We got to know, what's the one restaurant that you have to hit every time you're out here? I mean, is it one of the bigger name places like a Giordano's, Illuminati's? What is it? I mean, you're shaking your head no. What is it, man?
Me being from a rough neighborhood, actually, it's a store called Big Daddy's. And I eat a lot of junk food, so I gotta go there every time I'm in Chicago to get nachos.
Yeah,
I love nachos. That's just my favorite.
Yeah, I see the Instagram pictures, man.
Yeah, you see I eat a lot of nachos. I'm trying to slow down. That's the only thing I eat.
I'm thinking this guy's gonna be a defensive lineman.
I work out. But I love nachos. I can't stop eating. I try to give it up for 2 months, but
can't do it.
You from Chicago, baby. You can't give it up.
Mm-hmm.
2014 NFL Draft Prospect Keith Lewis out of University of Virginia, Lynchburg. He likes nachos. Keith, thank you very much for joining the show, man. We appreciate it.